Open your mind.
Hey out there, this is Buzz with TheSurvivalBuzz. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about being frugal in the current situation that we're in with the economy and everything getting worse, inflation, everything getting higher and higher. It seems like buying things, I don't know about for you, but for me, are definitely getting harder and harder. I have to pick and choose what it is I'm going to buy. Even prepping food and stuff, it's getting so expensive. But it's really imperative that in the days to come that we learn to be frugal. Luckily, I was raised, I wouldn't say we were poor, we had everything we needed, but I learned a lot of things from my grandmother. She lived through the Great Depression, and she always seemed like everything she thought she could do something with. I remember as a kid, I was real into wanting to build things out in the yard. I've always loved being outside, so she always had like bins and jars full of like screws and nails and things like that. And I thought it was really cool being a kid and being able to go through there and find things that I could use. And even as an adult, I do the same thing. Any extra screws I have or any pieces of metal, anything I could make, a brace or anything out of, I keep. So I wanted to show you guys a few things that I do. And this isn't all of them, but I mean, it's a few things that might get your brain moving a little bit and kind of start thinking about some stuff that you could use. Of course, there's like we use like 1 gallon juice jugs and stuff. When we're done with them, we fill them with water, put it back, just to have some water supply. Any kind of 2 liter we use, I cut in half and make planters out of it. I quit buying planters and stuff like that for when I'm working on stuff for my garden. Let me show you this here. It's just a steel pole here that came off an old trampoline. I have a big pile of them that would probably otherwise just got thrown in the trash, but I actually put them around my garden beds to make little fences, wrap wire around them and stuff to keep the dogs out of them. And then I wanted to show you this over here real quick. So this here is my latest chicken tractor. It's all my heritage meat birds I got going here, which I hatched in an incubator. I do have a video on that if you guys are interested. It's pretty cool to watch. Never done anything like that. I pretty much just bought one and followed the instructions, and well, here you go. I'm pretty successful with it. Out of 22 eggs, I believe it was, I got 18 that actually hatched. Sold 6 of them, helped pay for some of the feed, and kept the rest. So these are going to be my meat birds that I butcher here in a few weeks. But as you can see, this chicken tractor I actually made out of pretty much all kinds of scraps I had laying around, other than the 2x4s, I think was all I was out. But I don't know if you can see this. This is just some old welded wire I had left. These are actually off of a dog kennel that I wasn't using. I dismantled and used those pieces. Those big black pieces there. Real friendly guys. And then I actually, when I moved in here, we had some old rabbit hutches. So I used this welded wire here on some parts on the end here and for my doors. But yeah, all this stuff is recycled stuff other than the 2x4s. Even the roof I got going here. I know it's nothing pretty to look at, but all just pieces of scrap wood I had laying around. So nothing fancy, but it sure gets the job done. It keeps the critters out of there and keeps them happy. I move it every few days so they got fresh grass. Then we'll move on over here. I actually had this in a previous video a long time ago, but here's my other chicken tractor that I made. Same thing. I think those are like 2x10 or something boards I had when I moved in here. I found laying around. Same thing, threw a few 2x4s with it, some old chicken wire I had laying around, and an old tarp that was used that I had no more use for that I threw on there. So pretty much spent next to nothing for both of these tractors. And that's kind of what I mean. You got to kind of learn to use the things you have around you, because you're not going to be able to buy all this stuff, especially in the days to come. And everybody talks about how expensive it is, you know, raising chickens, and they don't have the money to buy things. Well, this right here should prove to you it doesn't take much. If I ran out and bought a pre-made tractor or a chicken hutch or whatever, I'm probably going to spend several $100s on it, but there's really no need to do it. There's absolutely not. Like I said, this stuff's not the prettiest, but it works. Same thing here, some welded wire, an old tarp, and that little guy's happy under there. Made him a little house to stay in when the weather's bad. Just a couple pieces of wood. There again, old trampoline poles help kind of hold it down. Like I said, nothing to look at, but... And then my chicken run. All I bought was some cattle panels, some T-posts, and some chicken wire. And you just gotta kind of use your imagination. I'm definitely no carpenter by no means, but I was able to do it, and so could you. You don't have to run out and buy pre-made things that are ungodly expensive. And like I said before, I made a incubator video a while back. If you guys are interested in that, it's pretty cool to watch. But as of recently, I've got so many eggs, I honestly got tired of picking them up. So I figured I'd take my hand. It's so humid here in Oklahoma right now that I would see if I can naturally hatch some. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So hopefully the lighting in here is good enough. I know it's kind of dark. I try to block out some of the sunlight here because it gets so hot during the day with the sun blazing in. Here's mama bird here. I don't know if you can see that little guy there. She's got about 3 babies right now, and she's sitting on about 16 more eggs. So we'll see how that goes. And then I actually have another hen over here. She's kind of beat up. The roosters kind of got to her. But she's sitting on a bunch more eggs as well. And I really did nothing. I merely left the eggs, let the mama bird do the rest. I put a little water thing in there, and I scattered some food in there for them, but I was pretty amazed. I'd never seen it in real life. I've seen birds, you know, feeding their young worms and things, and, you know, discovery videos and stuff like that, but I was actually out here yesterday, and she came over to this waterer, filled her mouth up, and went over there and dumped the water in the baby's mouths. Mother Nature is a pretty amazing thing. You don't really have to do a lot, honestly. But it's nice to have the incubator, but, you know, with the power grid and things the way they are, who knows if that'll still be there one day. So I figured I'd take my hand at this, see how well it went, and so far it seems to be working pretty good. And I'm sure you're probably limited on when you can do it because the humidity has to be just right. But like I said, it's so humid here right now. It seems to be working. So, thought that was pretty cool and wanted to share that with you guys. Little one under there. Just thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, nothing major in the video today. I just want to share a couple things with you guys and maybe motivate you a little bit to step outside the box. Sometimes you don't need $1 million to do things. You do need a little bit to get going. But man, most of the stuff I do around here, I try to get thrifty and use everything that I have at hand. So God bless y'all, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Later.